Hello everyone, I am at the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. You can see it right behind me here. I'll talk a little bit about the house itself, and unfortunately they don't allow filming inside for the tours, so you'll get a little bit of the outside and a little bit of the history of Sarah Winchester, hence the Winchester movie they have right now, which unfortunately is not doing too well from what I saw, but nonetheless it seems to generate a lot of interest here. So let's go take a look. Now for those of you who don't know the story, the quick of it is Sarah Winchester was the Winchester rifle fortune heiress, and her family died, her husband and her daughter, very quickly near each other, and she was told by a medium that she'd have to appease the spirits that were angry with her, which is why they essentially killed her family, by building a house for them for the rest of her life. And apparently she would live forever as well. And so the huge mansion you see behind me, let me go back a little this way, ended up being the final result of a lifetime of building based on what that Boston medium had told her to do. So the house itself is a Victorian house. It was built from the, I believe, 1880s until Sarah Winchester's death in 1922. Non-stop construction to appease the spirits that were killed by the Winchester rifle. According to Sarah Winchester, that was the reason why. So non-stop construction for a lot of years. Ended up being 160 rooms total. And the funny part is, on the tour they mention one shower in the whole house. So down where the actual street is now is where her carriage would go through, and you can actually see there's a lot of the actual house here, and it goes through where the tour is, which unfortunately they don't let you film, so you just get the outside. But you'll notice it's 4 stories high, and she liked spiderweb designs. I'll go up to those windows in a second. So this is just the other side of, like I mentioned, where the carriage would ride through. Street did not quite look like this back in the day. Cars are now passing on the busy Winchester Boulevard. But it would have gone through here and down towards the actual house this way. And this area is the garage, which used to house carriages and then eventually cars, since again her time here spanned from the late 1800s until the 20s. And there are statues throughout the property representing those killed by the Winchester rifle, kind of like an homage, if you will. So I'll show you a few of those. And then they have a deer statue here, stag maybe, representing another victim of the rifle. Now I don't know if this actually represents victims of the gun, but there's a fountain here. You'll notice that the house is actually on what is named Winchester Boulevard, which is a very busy street just across from the actual mansion itself. It looks like a tour is about to start over there. And then there are a couple of statues here as well. Not 100% sure what they both represent. So unfortunately I don't know what these two are. Now, Sarah Winchester worked very hard on the front of the house up until the 1907 earthquake, when she thought that earthquake was, sorry, 1906. the big earthquake, the San Francisco earthquake, and she thought the spirits were mad at her for spending too much time on the front of the house. So the story is she boarded it up, never to return to the front, including using or seeing these Tiffany stained glass windows that are worth a pretty penny. And apparently another story is President Cleveland came up to the house hearing about it. I believe it was Cleveland. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of my facts, not 100%. And she actually turned him away. She didn't want to see him. And then he was so insulted, he just left. So apparently that happened at that front door that I just passed as well. She was feisty. They have a sign here talking about the different aspects of Victorian architecture, which had a lot of, I guess, like gingerbread architecture. And apparently a little piece of poop on the side here. And the ballroom is just back this way. It was a ballroom that was actually never used for that purpose, with very expensive woodwork in it. And the windows, the stained glass windows, have two Shakespearean lines on them. One says, "Wide unclasp the tables of their thoughts," and the other says, "These same thoughts people this little world." And the interesting part of that is nobody quite knows the relevance of those to Sarah Winchester, so part of her mystery. They don't know the meaning of why she included that. There's another example of the stained glass windows over here. And then a door to nowhere to confuse the spirits so they'd fall out of the house, I guess. Maybe even some of the workers did by mistake. Some of the weird eccentricities of the house you can see here. And a lot of the house is unfinished, as I mentioned, partly due to construction stopping and partly due to the earthquake I mentioned earlier. And then this is the old conservatory. Not a ton of plants in here right now. Oh, focus issues. But at one time, filled with plants and I believe exotic birds. So apparently Sarah Winchester was obsessed with, unsurprisingly, the occult and occult symbols, I said symbols, including spider webs, and the number 13, which they mentioned quite a bit on the tour. The number 13 is everywhere throughout the house. I would show that, but again, you're not allowed to film inside the house itself, so take my word for it. There are chandeliers, windows, stained glass. The number 13 is everywhere. Up there you can see the Spiderweb windows I'd mentioned earlier. And they have the foreman's house back here. So the person responsible for building all of the house had this little house just back here. And it looks like you can go up this way. These planters look like the Haunted Mansion. But looks like you are roped off once you get to the store. And then they have this little plant here that looks very much like Mary Poppins, but I don't think it's her. And they have this pretty creepy, scary shooting gallery with the guns. This is one of the creepiest shooting galleries I've ever seen, even in daylight. Anyway, hopefully you found this interesting. Again, there are tours that are offered here to actually go inside. They just don't let you film inside for the tour. But hopefully you found this video interesting. For those of you who've seen the movie, hopefully it added a little more of the actual historical context. But anyway, thanks for watching. subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.